It's Steve at the Vintage Model Builds channel, and I'm here today with a double unboxing. Woohoo! Got a couple small kits here. One just arrived today, and it really is, this is a real presto cheapo, let me tell you. Okay, got this off Amazon, $16. The Sopwith Camel World War I fighter from Academy. And we'll take a look here. We'll open her up. I'm not expecting too much from this kit, and you know, I have mixed emotions about the 172 scale. Light vehicles. I learned my lesson. They're small. They're really small. And in some ways too small. But, you know, for an afternoon of fun on a rainy day or snowy day, nothing wrong with that at all. You could probably do it, including painting, all in one day. Okay, so got the box here. Yeah, fairly simple artwork. Box is a little squished. And this is Academy catalog number 12447. Accurately reproduce 172 scale aircraft, easy to assemble kit, which I expect. Picture of the assembled model. Very nice. And box art's not too bad. A little, I don't know, maybe childish isn't the right word, but yeah, in any case, I'm not the kind of person who disses for no reason. So let's take a look. As we always get with Academy kits, check with parts list before unsealing, which can be a challenge, especially if there's 3 or 4 screws in the same plastic envelope. But anyways, yeah, they give you the warning there. Ooh, got some nice decals. Nothing wrong with that. They don't look that great though. I've heard Academy decals can be kind of nasty sometimes. So let's see here. Oh, actually, out of the bag here, there must have been something with the bag. Out of the bag here, they look all right. Nothing fancy, but it's just a small kit. Okay, they feel okay too. Not as thick as Tamiya ones. Some people have an issue with that. I don't really. You know, you use some decal set, and they seem to be fine. Okay, let's set that aside. See what we've got here. Now on the outside of the box it says for 14 and older. I think probably a 10-year-old could do this, looking at it, with some supervision. And they just give some basic information. It says warning in assembly of model kits. Before assembling, read the instruction manual very carefully, understand the instructions completely. Before cutting parts, check the part number and you use the appropriate tool. Measure twice, cut once. The usual child, small parts, plastic bags, warnings. trim it, dispose of the bags appropriately, and use the paints and cement in a well ventilated room and not keep away from flame at all times. And we got a little insert with some guidelines for beginners. To me, it does this too. Decals, painting, tools, perfect. Now, I backed up on the on saying the Academy 172 Axis and Allied light vehicles from World War II would be a good beginner's kit. There's too many tiny parts, really small tiny parts, so I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner. For a novice, maybe, but anyways, it was, it's been fun. Okay, so here's what we've got. Instructions. One single bag with 2 sprue racks. So we'll take a look here with this. And again, this looks like it might be a one-day build. You could paint it in the morning, leave it to dry, and put it together in the afternoon. But it's always best to let the paint dry overnight. Even longer if it's enamel paint. Okay, so here's what we get. As I said, we've got the 2 sprues, wings, tail, stabilizer, body, motor, undercarriage, wheels. Let me turn this on now. I'm seeing a little bit of flash. There's some here. A tiny bit here. Nothing out of line though. Oh, sorry about that. A little catus interruptus. Viewers of previous videos may know I share the hobby room with the cat's litter box. And so there will be interruptions. Okay, so let's get down to it here. So here we go. Nothing too complicated. Nice detail. Like I said, only a little bit of flash. And there's some nice detail there. You get the 2 machine guns. Nothing fancy with the engine. Yeah. $16, couple hours work, few hours work. And so let's take a look here at the instructions. Okay, so we've got a photograph of what was on the box. This one has a signature. Right off the top, we get the painting and decal placement. The usual, read this before you begin. And here we go. Not much to see here, guys. or people. Here we go. 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It includes the struts, but not the guy wires. If I want to detail it up, I might do that. The artwork here, the illustration does show them. I don't know if you can see them. Maybe, yeah, you can see them better there than in the black and white. So, yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. So, I'm not going to give this a rating. The only reason I got it was because it's so cheap. And also, for my display in the hobby room, I want to do kind of like from the earliest airplanes all the way up to the Apollo 11 rocket. I have the Revell 144 scale. That may be the next big build. It's coming down to between that and the Hasegawa 1/700 scale Imperial Japanese Navy carrier Akagi. So yeah, I'll set that aside, and simple little thing. That's what I call a solitaire kit. Just kind of like playing solitaire. You don't really, it's just kind of mindless. Just takes up some time. Interesting thing here, there's a sticker here. It says Model Rectifier Corporation, Matawan, New Jersey. Which is interesting. And the date here is 1984. So, there we go. $8 a sprue rack and a few hours work. But yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so now this one is a little more interesting. And it's the Airfix Vintage Classic 1/76 scale. German 88mm gun and tractor. Catalog number A02303V, like Victor. Get nice. This is the original artwork, signed by Cross. We'll get more on that after. The usual Hornby Hobbies 8+. And here we have the two models themselves. Skill level 2. 1 Airfix flying hour. Recommends Humbrol paints and glue. And that's about it. So, and a reminder too about the Airfix flying hours. If you're not a member of the Airfix Club and don't intend to use your tokens, so you can send them off. You can accumulate them, send them off to Airfix in the UK, and they'll use them to donate models to Models for Heroes. I've mentioned Models for Heroes before. It's a great charity in the UK, and they donate models to veterans and first responders who are having mental health challenges as a result of their service. And stuff like this can be very therapeutic. I know it's therapeutic for me. after the heart attack. You know, and it's great therapy. Helps with your focus, helps with concentration, and you know, everything from small motor functions and dexterity, all sorts of things. Not to mention the satisfaction you get from a completed model. I think this was about $18, maybe $22, including tax. But, you know, you get 2 models here, so let's take a look. Oh, the box was great. No problems whatsoever. There's a tiny little crease here, but didn't seem to affect the inside. As with most of the vintage classics, there's a small decal set. This is for Africa Core. Get the instructions. And yeah, the decals look nice. So let's get in here and take a look. We have one bag. Ooh, get figures. One bag. 4 sprues, vinyl tracks, 5 sprues including the figures, and yeah, vinyl track. I expect these all probably have to be crazy glued. They're not the greatest. So yeah, this was $19.68 or $3.95 shipping. Modeled in the yellow. Yeah, a little bit of flash. What is it? I should have gone over this. What do we got here? Mold tools made in 1967. Pack illustration by Roy Cross in 1967. And the little note here, the 88 proved to be an excellent anti-tank gun in France in 1940. By the time it arrived in North Africa, it was a feared tank killer, which could knock out any Allied tank at distances well over 1,000 meters. The SD KFZ or Z7, that's the half track, could carry gun crews of up to 12 men in theater type seats. So they got to ride in relative comfort. And more information on the half tracks on my Hanomag review, which I haven't released yet. Okay, so yeah, so we've got some flash here. Nothing too disastrous or horrible. But yeah, it will take some cleaning up. You see, we got here on the inside here. Nice detail on the gun. Nice detail on the cover here. And there's some nice contouring there too. You probably can't see it with my sad little camera. And again, with all the little wheels, there's going to be a bit of flash to clean up there. But yeah, good detail. Nice. You get 4 figures. Looks like a driver and 3 passengers. And the details fairly nice. There's contour to the uniforms, tiny bit of flash, not much. So yeah. This might be my next small build, now that I'm thinking about it. So we'll put this stuff back. My fuchsia scissors out of the way, and we'll get down to the instructions. Okay, so it's going to be basic, you know, the yellow-brown for painting, and the decals, they're very basic, but it gives you the information there. And what have we got here? A nice little write-up. The 88 was the best known of all German guns in the Second World War, and was used with outstanding success from the Polish campaign until the end of the war in Europe. It should also be noted the 88 was also used as an anti-aircraft flak weapon, and it was just as effective. In the Middle East, it was a scourge of the Allied armor, being capable of destroying any tank in service at the time. Originally designed as a flak or anti-aircraft gun, it had a maximum horizontal range, that would be straight that way, of 16,200 yards, 14,815 meters, and an effective vertical range, that's that way, up, of 25,000 feet. It could fire either a 20-pound high explosive or 21-pound armor-piercing shell at a rate of fire between 15 and 20 rounds a minute, which was pretty darn quick. The semi-track SD KFZZ-7 tractor was introduced in 1938 and remained in use throughout the war. It was capable of towing an 8-ton load at 30 miles per hour on roads or 18 miles per hour cross country, and could seat 12 men, including the driver. And then there's a big note: many movable parts in this kit are pressed into position and not cemented. I would expect that's the wheels. And so Airfix is now part of Hornby. That's why we get the Humbrol paints and glues recommended. They're also part of Hornby Hobbies. Hornby most famous for model trains. Hornby and Lionel are the big manufacturers over there in the UK. And so it says here, for best results, surfaces to be painted should be clean before parts are removed from the sprue. Wash in warm, soapy water. Rinse and dry thoroughly. And stir paints thoroughly before use, or shake. Okay, so we'll open her up here. At the back we have some very brief assembly instructions. Study drawings, practice assembly before cementing parts together. That's the test fit or the dry fit. Carefully scrape paint from cementing surfaces if they're pre-painted. All parts are numbered, etc., etc. Then it gives the legend for assembly. So yeah, here we go. Very basic steps. Starts with the chassis. This has the axles already in. And then the placement of the wheels. This will be the most complicated part of the build. After this, you're going to breeze right through it. Then we've got the body, seats. Da-da-da-da. Putting on the tracks. Fold away canvas roof. Wheels at the front. Or sorry, yeah. No, this will be for, and then steps 8 through 11 are for the 88mm gun. So everything looks to be pretty simple and straightforward. This is probably the best condition box I've received a kit in. They usually do have a crease one way or another. But yeah, the shipping packaging was good. No damage to the parts inside. Everything's where it's supposed to be. Everything's complete. Going to give a parts bonus for the figures. So that's going to be a quarter point. And you know, for $22, that's two models. That's going to be a half a point for value. So half quarter point off for the little tiny dent in the box. Quarter point back on for the bonus figures. So that takes us up to 10. And then we've got another half point for value. So 10.5 out of 12. A nice little kit. I'll get cracking on that after I finish the Academy 172 Google wagon. Oh, here's another thing. I think I mentioned this before. People wonder what the heck is 170. What's going on with 176? You know, most kits are 172 in that range. And I learned that 176 is equivalent to the 00 scale for model trains. So I don't know if it had anything to do with that, with, you know, dioramas for the 00 scale model trains, or I have no idea why it ended up like that. But yeah, the only 176 scale kits I see now are the Airfix Vintage Classics. I haven't seen it, and only from Airfix. I haven't seen any other 176 kits anywhere. So, but that's what it is. You know, HO scale is 187, and OO scale is 176, a little bigger. Okay, so that's it for this review, and I'll be back with probably with the build on this kit. And so I hope everybody has a great evening, a great day, wherever you happen to be. Thanks, as always, to all my subscribers. I'm up to 147 now, with more than 10,000 views. So I appreciate everyone who stops by to have a look. And I don't do this for the money. I haven't set anything up with YouTube to make money. I have no intention of doing that. So let your friends know. Have them come on in, take a look. If you have friends with children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whatever the case may be, it's a great hobby. Doesn't have to be expensive, and it's an awful lot of fun. So it sure beats sitting there with your thumbs playing silly video games. All right, so that's it for today. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day or evening. Bye now.